Okay, so today we're tackling a question that I think pretty much everyone dreads in a job interview,
Oh, yeah.
and that is
Sure.
how to talk about our weaknesses.
Yeah.
Like when an interviewer asks, tell me about your weaknesses, it's
Well,
like
totally.
your mind just goes blank.
Right.
But luckily for you, we're doing a deep dive on this exact topic
It can be good.
using job interviewing for dummies. And we even got some real interview transcripts to pull from some audio too.
We should.
Nice. So hopefully we're going to give you all the
Tool.
tools to really nail this.
Exactly. So I think a lot of people get really anxious about this question, and they shouldn't because interviewers aren't actually trying to
Right.
to trip you up or anything like that.
Right.
They're really just looking for a glimpse into your self-awareness.
Okay.
So can you be honest with yourself about
Yeah.
areas that you can improve?
Hmm.
And more importantly, do you have the drive to actually work on those areas?
So it's not about pretending to be perfect.
No.
It's more about showing them
Yeah.
you're committed to growth.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, I have definitely heard some
Oh, for sure.
pretty terrible answers to this question.
Oh, absolutely.
Just absolutely bombing it.
Yeah, one of the most common mistakes is
Yep.
trying to dodge the question
Okay.
altogether. So saying something like, I don't really have any weaknesses.
Oh, right.
I just work too hard.
Ugh.
It makes you seem really out of touch.
Yes.
And like you're not self-aware.
Yeah, and it's so transparent.
Totally.
Like I remember overhearing this interview once where the candidate
Oh my gosh.
said their biggest weakness was being a perfectionist.
Ugh, that's the worst.
Come on, like, who are you kidding?
Right. It's so transparent.
There you
It
go.
completely misses the point.
Yeah.
And interviewers can see right through that.
It's like a canned response.
Absolutely.
And then on the flip side,
Yeah.
being too honest
Oh, yeah.
can also totally backfire.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Sure.
you're trying to showcase
Yes.
why you'd be a great fit for this role.
Exactly. You don't want to give
Yeah.
them reasons not to hire you.
So no dodging the question,
Right.
no humble bragging,
Yeah.
and no spilling like our deepest, darkest secrets.
Definitely not.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So how do we strike that balance?
Right.
How do we pick a weakness that's real
Right.
but doesn't make the interviewer like run for the hills?
Okay. So that is where things get interesting.
Okay.
There's actually a framework
Oh.
that you can use to answer this question perfectly.
Right.
And it's called the STAR method.
Okay.
Are you ready to unlock its power?
I am ready.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so the STAR method, it's basically a way to kind of turn what could be a negative into
right.
like a story of growth,
Okay.
and self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So STAR, it stands for
It's okay.
situation,
Okay.
task, action, and result.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I am intrigued. Break it down for me.
Okay, so think of a time when like a weakness of yours
Yeah.
presented a challenge at work.
Okay.
Okay, so that's your situation.
Right.
And then you want to describe the task you had to accomplish.
Okay.
Like, what were you actually responsible for?
Okay.
And then next comes the action
Right.
that you took to address this challenge
Okay.
that was posed by your weakness.
Okay.
So did you, seek feedback from someone?
Mhm.
Did you take a course? Did you try a new strategy?
So it's not just about admitting the flaw. It's
Okay.
showing that you took initiative
Exactly, yeah.
to fix it.
And that brings us to the most crucial part, which is the result.
Okay.
This is where you demonstrate the
Okay.
positive outcome
Gotcha.
of your efforts.
Okay.
So, did you improve your performance?
Okay.
Did you receive positive feedback
Mm.
from your manager or colleagues? Did you learn something valuable that you can apply to future roles?
Okay. So instead of just saying like,
Oh,
I don't know, I get stressed easily,
Right.
I could talk about
Yeah,
like
yes,
a
definitely.
specific project
Yeah.
where, tight deadlines were a challenge.
Yeah.
And I could explain how I created like a new time management system
Perfect.
or communicated better with my team.
Exactly.
And then boom, highlight how this led to,
Yes.
a successful project launch
Yes.
and even a commendation from my manager.
Now you're getting it.
Okay, cool.
That's a compelling story that showcases your ability to learn, adapt, and ultimately succeed.
Yeah.
But remember, the key to making this STAR method work
Mm-hmm.
is choosing the right weakness.
Oh, okay. So how do I
Talk about
choose a weakness that won't send the interviewer running for the door?
right,
There's some things you probably just shouldn't admit to, right?
absolutely. You want to be authentic, but you also want to be strategic about it.
Okay.
So let's say you're applying for a role
Mm.
that requires strong public speaking skills. Saying, like, I'm terrified of public speaking is probably not
the best move.
the best approach, right?
No.
However, you could say you're, like, working on becoming
Okay.
a more engaging and confident presenter,
Right.
and then use the STAR method to describe how you've taken steps to improve,
Yeah.
like joining Toastmasters or something.
I've also heard that a lot of interviewers really like it when candidates
Yeah.
talk about weaknesses that are actually strengths taken a bit too far.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a good approach?
It can be, but it's a bit of a tightrope walk.
Oh.
So, for example, you could say, like,
Okay.
your attention to detail,
Mm-hmm.
while an asset
Okay.
sometimes leads you to get bogged down
Okay.
in the minutia.
Okay.
So this shows that you're aware of a potential pitfall,
Yeah.
but also highlights a positive quality that's valuable in many roles.
So it's about being self-aware and showing that you're actively working towards becoming an even better version of yourself.
It's about demonstrating a growth mindset.
Okay, cool.
And here's another, like, pro tip
Okay.
from Job interviewing for Dummies.
All right.
Quantify your results whenever possible.
Right.
So don't just say you've improved.
Yeah.
Like, show them.
Okay.
Did you shorten your project completion time by 10%?
Okay.
Did you increase your sales conversion rate by 5%?
Yeah.
Numbers speak volumes.
They really do.
Yeah.
So we've chosen our weakness.
Right.
We've crafted our star story.
Yeah.
We've even quantified our results.
Yes.
Are we good to go?
Oh, almost. There's one more crucial ingredient for success.
What is it?
Practice.
Practice, practice, practice. I mean, I know it's like not the most fun part of interview prep,
Yeah.
but it's so essential for like acing this question, right?
Oh, absolutely. You want to be able to tell your star story,
Mm-hmm.
really naturally without sounding like you're reciting a script.
Right, right.
So one technique that I find really effective is to record yourself answering the question and then listen back.
Okay.
You might be surprised at what you notice.
That's such a good tip.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think I sound so confident.
Right.
And then I listen back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm using and like way too much.
Totally. And recording yourself helps you identify those little things that you might not notice otherwise.
Totally.
And here's another thing to think about. Is like your nonverbal communication.
Oh, right.
So even in like a phone interview, your tone of voice matters a lot.
And then in a video interview,
yes,
it's even more important to be mindful of
for sure
our body language.
You're right, right. Things like eye contact and posture, even smiling, can convey like confidence and engagement. Just imagine you're having a conversation with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't like stare at the floor or avoid eye contact, would you?
No, definitely not.
Right. So,
and I've also noticed that when I really focus on like actively listening to the interviewer, then my body language just naturally becomes more relaxed and open.
Exactly.
It's like I'm not even thinking about it.
Right. The more present and engaged you are in the conversation,
Yeah.
the more authentic and confident you'll come across.
I like that. Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
So we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From understanding like why interviewers even ask about weaknesses to crafting this compelling star story.
Right.
And even mastering our nonverbal communication.
Totally.
Do you have any final words of wisdom to help our listeners really shine?
I think the biggest thing to remember is just be yourself. Authenticity is just as important as any like strategy or technique.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
And preparation is key, but like don't forget to be yourself.
Yeah. And remember that quote from Job interviewing for Dummies?
Oh, yeah. The one about how
the most qualified candidate doesn't always get the job.
Yes.
You need solid interviewing skills to compete in today's job market.
So true.
Mic drop.
It's not just about what's on your resume. It's how you present yourself and connect with the interviewer.
Well, I think we gave our listeners all the tools they need to really crush this.
I think so, too.
Turn what used to be a dreaded question into an opportunity to shine.
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into addressing weaknesses in an interview.
Yeah, this was fun.